Yesenia Preciado. Assistant coaches for Fresno State are Alexandra Kiss and Tamara Perea, and the head coach of the Bulldogs is Natalie Benson. Officials for Game 4 are Connor Roberson and Victoria Mizek. Ladies, 2 minutes to game time. Follow the GCC on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GCCWP. That's GCCWP for the inside look at the Golden Coast Conference water polo. Don't forget to post your favorite moments all season long at hashtag GCC water polo.
Welcome back to the Lancer Aquatic Center in Riverside. I'm Travis Van Odie. It's continuing coverage of the 2022 GCC Women's Water Polo Conference Tournament. Our fourth and final quarterfinal today is the number 1 seed, the defending champ, Fresno State Bulldogs, and the number 8 seed and host California Baptist Lancers. But Fresno State, they were perfect this year in the GCC. Meanwhile, the Lancers went 0-7 to qualify as the bottom seed. So, yeah, it's the 1-8 matchup, but the Lancers are at home, so we'll see how that comes into play. The game these two teams played against one another, and Fresno State won it at Fresno State 10-4. So that's the one thing to keep in the back of your mind as this game goes along, as Fresno State did beat the Lancers 10-4 in their one matchup this year. Fresno State number 8 in the country. And it's been a meteoric rise for this program. Fresno State just their 5th year as a team. Last year, as their 4th as a program, they won the GCC tournament for the first time as they beat San Diego State. So it was a benchmark victory for Fresno State last year as they won the 2021 tournament 14-10 over San Diego State. An abbreviated tournament. Only top 4 teams made it last year due to COVID. But again, great to have this tournament back and in full force with all 8 teams able to qualify. So the finals from earlier today. In the first quarterfinal, LMU beat Santa Clara 9-4. Pacific beat Concordia Irvine 14-8. And our last game was an instant classic as San Diego State came from behind. They scored the final 3 goals to beat Azusa Pacific 8-7 in overtime. So the winner of this game plays San Diego State tomorrow, the second semifinal. First semifinal tomorrow is LMU against Pacific. We know that Concordia Irvine's in the 7th place game at 10 a.m. Their opponent to be determined. And then the 5th place game, of course, will be after that at noon. So that's the schedule tomorrow. 7th place game at 10, the 5th place game at noon, and then the 2 semifinals. So the first sprint.
On the opening sprint for CBU, number 16, Taylor Franzen. For Fresno State, number 3, Savannah Fitzgerald.
That's won by Savannah Fitzgerald.
For the Bulldogs.
Fitzgerald, the sprint leader for the Bulldogs. 4th in the GCC in sprints won this season. That's 29, now 30 actually for Fitzgerald on the year. Beat Franzen, the sprint leader in the GCC this year. Taylor Franzen with 57 of them. And Fresno State goes bar down just 19 seconds in.
Savannah Fitzgerald.
Well, Fitzgerald wins the sprint. She picks up her 21st goal of the year there to make it 1-0 Fresno State. Nice shot there by Fitzgerald. I'll see the Lancers can have a quick response. The goalies, no surprise. Madison Gerg for the Lancers. 19 start, 5-13 record, 11.94 goals against average, which is 7th in the GCC. Meanwhile, it's Paola Nito Jasny has started all 24 games for Fresno State. 16-7 record, of course, 8.62 goals against, which is 1st in the conference. So number 1 in goals against average is Nito Jasny, 2nd in saves. Meanwhile, Gerg, she is 7th in goals against and 7th in saves. Well, it's just been a brilliant year for Nito Jasny. 8.62 goals against is very, very good. Ball turned over to CBU. And the Lancers 12-16 overall. Fresno State, number 8 team in the country, 16-7. Ordinary foul, and that stays with CBU. Played to a wide open Kendall Burrell, and she tries to lob it in, deflects off of Nito Jasny. Big save there from Paula Nito Jasny. Lancers won't probably get too many looks like that. They need to take advantage of wide open chances like that. Kind of back swimming there. They've got a penalty throw.
CBU's number 5.
So Jamie Hutton called on the penalty. It's going to be Bonnie Mushnoi, the GCC Freshman of the Year. Team high 58 goals. Well, Mushnoi from Budapest, Hungary, and she skips it wide of the cage. A missed opportunity for Fresno State early on. A nice job by Gerg to stay tight to that near side post. And Mushnoi just missed the cage. Hutton with the ball. Hutton plays to Burrell. Again, she's wide open. Can take a shot if she likes. Likes to go across pool. And a shot by Morgan Baker's blocked. A couple of Bulldogs out front. And the ball stays with CBU. Fresh 35. 5:50 to go in the opening quarter. The 1-8 matchup here. Ordinary foul stays with CBU. Here's Kira O'Donnell. Kicks it out. Franz into Hutton. And a backhand shot is blocked by the defenseman. Good pressure by the Lancers, but they come up empty. Of course, the Lancers look to feed Kira O'Donnell as much as possible. The goal leader in the GCC, 70 of them on the year. And exclusion.
Exclusion called on CBU's number 16.
That's on Franzen. So the first power play of the game goes to Fresno State. Lancers' second foul. Up top to Mushnoi. Mushnoi again shoots and scores. What a shot by Fani Mushnoi. Well, Mushnoi, her 59th goal of the season, their third in the GCC in goals. Goes bar down on Madison Gerg. 2-0 Fresno State, just a shade under 3 minutes into the game. And the Lancers got to be as disciplined as possible in this game. Don't want to give Fresno State too many power plays. Well, it's Fitzgerald and Mushnoi. The goal scorers for the Bulldogs. Hutton. Pressured by Jillian Schultz. Hutton sends to Burrell. Those two have had the ball a lot early on. O'Donnell gives back to Burrell. Hutton. Under 10 to shoot. 50-50 ball is scooped up by the Bulldogs. A good defensive play by Emily Nicholson, the GCC Player of the Year there. Able to force a turnover. Wide open Schultz, and she scores. Jillian Schultz makes it 3-0 at 4:25. Well, Schultz, her 14th goal of the year.
Timeout called by CBU.
And CBU calls an early timeout. CBU's got to kind of calm things down here. It's been a rough start. Lots to like about this Fresno State club. I mean, they got lots of depth. They've got arguably one of the best goalies in the GCC. And Paula Nito Jasny, who's already got a 3-goal cushion. Well, for Fresno State, got 3 players with 30-plus goals this season, and 5 with 20-plus. Again, this is a deep club. You got Nicholson with 37, Fitzgerald's got 20, Brooke Ochoa's 28, Daphne Guevmon with 37, and Mushnoi already her 59th of the year. And you got Sienna Jagelski with 24. So just lots and lots of dangerous players for Fresno State. Little Lancers with the ball. 4:25 to play in the opening quarter. Goals from Fitzgerald, Mushnoy, and Schultz. Lancers really could use a goal on this possession. Here gives it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell, 70 goals to lead the GCC. First Lancer in history as they score. I was going to say first Lancer in history with 4 GCC honors. What a shot by Morgan Baker. Just powers that by Nito Jasny. And that is just what the Lancers needed at 4:15. Just 10 seconds later, Baker picks up her 9th goal of the year. Well, offensive start to this one. Nito Jasny finds Mushnoy. I've got a holding call on Fresno State, turns it over to CBU. Hutton is pressured well. Then Nicholson backs off. And Nicholson, cap number 2, the GCC Player of the Year. 37 goals on the year for Nicholson, draws a ton of exclusions as well. A terrific player for Fresno State. Hutton sends to Burrell. Burrell back up. And a shot by Hutton goes wide. Burrell had some space there, tried to get Nito Jasny to move, but unsuccessful. And exclusion on Hutton. That's already her 2nd. Well, Fresno State scored on their first power play. They get another one from Fani Mushnoy.
Fresno State goal number 8, Fani Mushnoy.
Well, Mushnoy, both power play goals for the Bulldogs to get the 3-goal lead back at 3:29. 60 goals on the year now for the Budapest, Hungary native, Fani Mushnoy. And a quarter dominated by Fresno State. Perfect on the year in GCC play. Lancers looking for the big upset. And a shot score.
Senior goal number 23.
Adora Lahosky. Lahosky gets it back at 3:09. Lancers have been able to answer quickly. That goal comes just 20 seconds later. Lahosky, her 15th goal of the year. Lancers hanging around this first quarter. And temperatures in the low 60s. A really beautiful day in Riverside, nice and cool. The shot from Schultz off at a crossbar, and Gerg keeps it out. Here is Lahosky again. Lahosky has numbers at the pool, creeps in, shoots, and it's fought off by Nito Jasny. Lahosky looked for back-to-back goals, tried to go short side. Paola Nito Jasny had the top part of the cage covered. For Ochoa. Ochoa sends back to Schultz. Schultz all the way across the pool. Then to the hole, and the backhand shot goes off the crossbar. What a look by Nicholson. Really beat Gerg, just couldn't beat the crossbar. Lancers catch a break. Abby Mammon. O'Donnell hasn't taken a shot yet. Look to get her more involved. O'Donnell back to Mammon. And then on to the goal scorer, Lahosky. Ordinary foul with 9 seconds to shoot. 50-50 ball. Ball stays with CBU again. And a shot's fought up by Nito Jasny. Kaylee Carter with the opportunity. And an exclusion on Schultz.
Called on Fresno State's number 9.
But a Lancers first power play. They look to make it a 1-goal game. Burrell across for Mammon. Carter creeps in. Burrell to O'Donnell. She skips it in.
CBU goal number 14, Kira O'Donnell.
Kira O'Donnell does indeed make it a 1-goal game at a 129. O'Donnell, her GCC leading 71st goal there. Credit the Lancers after a real rough start, giving up the first 3 goals. They have scored 3 of the last 4. O'Donnell, second team all GCC this year. Still has a goal in every game she's played in except the first of the season. She has played in 27 of the Lancers' 28 games coming in. Just a remarkable year for O'Donnell. And goals in 27 of 28 games. Catch and shoot, and they get it back. Once again, it's Mushnoy. That's already the hat trick for Fani Mushnoy. She has just scored at will in this quarter for Fresno State. That one coming just 18 seconds after O'Donnell's goal. Shot goes over the cage. Big stop for Fresno State. The Bulldogs look for more under a minute to play. This is Sienna Jagielski. Jagielski almost went bar down, but it drifted the Lancers' way. CBU catches a break. And a 7-second difference, game clock to shot clock. Carter's got some pool to operate with. Pass goes through everyone. And the ball stays with CBU. Shot clock turned off with 23 seconds to go. Lancers don't have to rush it. They can play for final shot if they want. 18 seconds left. O'Donnell back up top. But a foul in front of the cage on the Lancers. Big turnover. Ochoa has a lot of pool to work with. Ochoa able to break free, and she scores. So Brooke Ochoa.
Number 4, Brooke Ochoa.
Gerg got a piece, but then it drifted into the nets with just 4 seconds to play in the quarter. Ochoa, her 29th of the year. That is a big swing for Fresno State. Lancers had an offensive foul. There are 3 Bulldogs in front of the cage to keep it out, and that's the way the first quarter comes to a close. And then Ochoa gets Fresno State's 6th. So 6-3 Bulldogs as we head to break.
Fans get complete tournament information, including our digital tournament insider at gccwaterpolo.com. Get stats, rosters, and more only at GCCwaterpolo.com. Fans, just a reminder, there is no food or drink allowed in the Lancer Aquatic Center. We appreciate your cooperation.
Amber, someone say that people...
Welcome back to the Lancer Aquatic Center in Riverside. I'm Travis Van Ote. Start of the second quarter, the final game of the day. Number 1 seed Fresno State leads the number 8 seed CBU 6-3. This has been the Fani Mushnoy show. She has a hat trick, the difference in the ball game. 61 goals now for Fani Mushnoy, the GCC Newcomer of the Year. Both teams have been perfect on the power play so far. Fresno State 2 for 2, CBU 1 for 1. The shots are 10 to 11 in favor of CBU, actually. Fitzgerald wins back-to-back sprints. Gives her now 31 on the year. Again, the Lancers lead the shot category, 11-10. Goals so far for the Lancers from Baker, Lahosky, and O'Donnell. They're GCC leading 71st, but Lancers got to be able to limit Fani Mushnoy the rest of the way. She is as advertised as Hutton steals the ball. Fresno State perfect this season in conference. The defending GCC tournament champs, just their 5th year as a program. Looking for back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. Winner of this game plays San Diego State tomorrow in the second semifinal at 4 p.m. Offensive foul turns the ball over to Fresno State. It's picked up by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald opened the scoring. Fitzgerald's got some room to operate. Fitzgerald all the way in. Draws an ordinary foul. Fitzgerald into the middle. Could quickly back out for Fitzgerald. Mushnoy. Back up top to Guave Mona, and her shot stopped by Gerd. Big save from Madison Gerd. Really offensive game so far. See if maybe the defense takes over at some point of this game like we saw in the San Diego State APU game. O'Donnell shot it, never cleanly got to Nito Jasny. Lancers get a stop, but they cannot get a goal to get a little closer. Fresno State won the matchup this year 10-4 at Fresno. And they score again. Jagielski.
Fresno State goal, number 12, Sienna Jagielski.
Jagielski at 6'10" makes it 7-3. That's Jagielski's 25th of the year. And 3 straight goals scored by Fresno State. That's the Bulldogs' biggest lead. They've had a 3-goal lead 3 times, and now their biggest at 4. If CBU loses this game, they play Concordia Irvine tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the 7th place game. If Fresno State loses this game, they play in the 5th place game tomorrow. That'll be at noon. Lancers need a response here. 10 seconds to shoot. Good ball movement, but it's all on the outside. Hutton can't handle it cleanly. 3 seconds to shoot. She's got to hurry. Takes it, and it's stopped by Nito Jasny. That was going to be close to hitting the crossbar. I think it would have. Paola Nito Jasny, nice job to Egbeat to get up there and grab that ball. Don't want to rebound as well if you're Fresno State. Schultz across the pool. Emily Diancono gets it. And exclusion out front.
Objection called on CVU's number 16.
That one's on Franzen, her second already. Fresno State's third power play. They're perfect so far in this game. Guevmon up top. Ochoa to Mushnoi. Clean passing. Nicholson kicks it out. All the way across Guevmon, and she scores.
Fresno State goal, number 5, Daphne
Guevmon. Nice shot. That makes it 8-3 at 4:49. Guevmon, her 38th goal of the season. Fresno State now 4 straight goals to take a stranglehold of this one. That was an even strength goal for Fresno State. As now Mushnoi heads off her first exclusion, and a timeout called by John Miller.
Full timeout.
That's the Lancers' second power play. They were successful on their first. Goal from O'Donnell. But the Lancers need a goal here, so John Miller wants to make sure everyone knows their assignment.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GCC.
Again, the results from earlier today. LMU, the number 3 seed, beat Santa Clara 9-4. Then the number 2 seed, Pacific, beat Concordia Irvine 14-8. Our game before this one, San Diego State, the number 4 seed, and what was a classic game, beat Azusa Pacific 8-7 in overtime. They got the only goal of overtime. So 2, 3, and 4 seeds are through. No upsets as of yet here at the GCC tournament. That's a full timeout call by the Lancers. They have 1 full and 1:32 to go. Fresno State has yet to call timeout. This Fresno State team is as advertised. Boy, they run deep. It all starts with Fani Mushnoi. Fitzgerald's an excellent player. They got the GCC Player of the Year, and Emily Nicholson, who haven't really talked about too much. And a good keeper as well, and Paola Nito Jasny. All right, power play for the Lancers. Carter turns it over. Carter didn't take a look before she passed that ball. Fresno State looks for another one. Nice move by, looks like Caitlin Howarth. Able to go all the way in and score. My goodness, what a goal. That was Shelby Vidmar, actually. Able to swim all the way in and beat Gerd. What an incredible goal by Shelby Vidmar, 5th of the year. That's now 5 straight goals from Fresno State. Shot goes over the cage. The Lancers look to get back in it quickly. Here's Vidmar again. And a good steal. Nice job by Lahela Rosario to take it back for the Lancers. And now some space for Lahoski. Lahoski does need some help now, though. Draws an ordinary foul. Lahosky all the way across. Play this way again for Lahosky. Rosario to Lahosky. Rosario skips it on him. I think Nito Jasny got a piece, also went off the post. Another strong defensive set for Fresno State. The Lancers looking to break up this run for the Bulldogs. Schultz to the side for Vidmar, the latest goal scorer. Vidmar, that Bulldog wasn't expecting the ball. Schultz able to swim over and keep possession. Only 8 seconds to shoot. Schultz into the hole. And Nicholson draws an exclusion. She is so good at doing that. So Carter heads off her first. Fresno State's fourth power play, 2 for 3. Vidmar. Schultz. All the way across. And they score. Well, it's just dumped into the cage that time by Guevmon. Guevmon, her second of the game. It's now 10-3 at 2:33. What a run for Fresno State, 6 straight. It's now 39 on the year for Guevmon. Another power play goal for the Bulldogs as well. They're now 3 for 4. Talked about it in the first quarter. Lancers got to stay out of exclusions as much as possible. This Bulldog power play is very strong, but the Lancers get it back. A goal there from Vicky Martinez.
CBU goal number 13, Vicky Martinez.
That goal coming just 11 seconds later. That's been the biggest strength for CBU in this game, is responding quickly as Martinez gets her 33rd of the season. Finally breaks up that stretch of 6 straight scored by Fresno State. Lots of work to do for CBU. Offensive foul turns it over to CBU. Looked like maybe Fresno State went up high there. Burrell's got to swim over quickly. She maintains possession. 1:45 to play in the half. Lahosky. Back out to Burrell. Bulldogs swarm in front. They get the ball. Jagielski able to pick it up for Fresno State. Just too many Bulldogs in front. Great defense. Well, Mushnoy's got some room. Mushnoy closed in on Jagielski. Mushnoy again. A one-on-one situation. Ordinary foul stays with Schultz. This is Yesenia Preciado. And an offensive foul. Just as Mushnoy turned to shoot, the whistle blew. 2-on-2 for the Lancers. 50 seconds to go in the half. Celeste Armendariz shoots wide. About a 6-second difference, game clock to shot clock. 37 seconds to play. Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tries to go to the outside. Still with the ball, Fitzgerald double teamed and draws an ordinary foul. Fitzgerald's got to creep out a little bit. Mushnoy. Slides just wide of the post. 20 seconds to play.
Exclusion called on Fresno State's number 12.
Exclusion on Jagelski. A late power play for the Lancers. It's their third. They're 1 for 2. 8 seconds to play. Lancers got to hurry. 2 seconds. And a shot as well over the cage. It's never really got a good look there. Fresno State up 10-4 at the half. Back in a moment.
Fans, reminder that action continues tomorrow for the 2022 GCC Women's Water Polo Championships. Our 7th place game gets us started at 10 a.m., followed by our 5th place game at noon. The semifinals then begin at 2 p.m., with semifinal number 1 and then semifinal number 2 at 4 p.m.
Welcome back to the Lancer Aquatic Center in Riverside. I'm Travis Vanotti. First half dominated by the number 1 seed, the defending champs, Fresno State. They're up 10-4. They scored 6 straight at one point. And they are led by their star, the GCC Newcomer of the Year, Fani Mushnoy, who has a hat trick already. A couple of goals as well from Daphne Guevmon. Guevmon now with 39 on the year. Fresno State's led this entire game. They scored the first 3 goals in 3:35 and have never looked back. Fresno State 3 for 4 on the power play. CBU 1 for 3. And we'll get the shots in a moment as Fresno State wins the sprint. So the shots are 18 for CBU, 16 for Fresno State. And again, it's the Bulldogs flexing their muscles so far in this one, the opening 16 minutes. Up by 6 as they look to face San Diego State tomorrow in the second semifinal, the GCC Women's Water Polo Tournament. An exclusion. This one's on Kendall Burrell, her first. Another power play for Fresno State. 3 for 4. And the Lancers got to stay out of exclusions in this second half. Mushnoy to the side. Played back across for Jagielski. Tried to do a catch and shoot there. The ball not handled clean, and the Lancers kill it off. No big early kill. Just 47 seconds in. The Lancers can't waste any more possessions in this one. Got to be practically perfect the rest of the way. Burrell to the side for Franzen. Hutton. As a couple of Lancers head toward the front of the cage. Burrell. Good defense from Fitzgerald. Burrell, but a play into the middle. Once again, just way too many Fresno State players there. They are so good at that. It's swarming the hole. Fani Mushnoy already with a hat trick. Kicks it to the side for Jagielski. Very tough to create offense in the middle against Fresno State. And Ava Radicek is now the goalie for CBU as well. So Radicek, 10-17 goals against average. He's made 5 starts this year, but comes in relief of Madison Gerg, who gives up 10 goals in the first half. And again, a situation where it's 1 Lancer and 2 Bulldogs. They don't get a shot. Maddie Schwegler with the opportunity. Now 2-on-2 for Fresno State. Nice kind of pirouette there. Ordinary foul on CBU. Still time for Fresno State. This is Guevmon, who's had a good game for Fresno State. And an exclusion. So Schwegler heads off. It's her first exclusion.
And we have a timeout called by Fresno State.
And Fresno State calls their 30-second timeout. All 3 of their full timeouts remain. The Lancers just 1 full and their 30-second left. But the Lancers able to kill off an early Fresno State power play, but this is the Bulldogs' 6th now. Lancers playing with fire. Ito Jasny puts it in play for Mushnoy. Guevmon to the side for Jagielski. Mushnoy has some space. Nice little lob pass, goes off at a crossbar, loose ball, and it goes to the Lancers. Fresno State 0 for 2 in this quarter on the power play. It's keeping the Lancers in it. About 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 1 semifinal is set, LMU against Pacific. Here comes Jagielski the other way. Could have a break. Jagielski is caught just at the moment of truth. And they force a turnover. What a defensive play by Maddie Schwegler. Schwegler pressured by Jagelski. But then there's an offensive foul away from the ball. And this is trouble for the Lancers. What a save, though, by Radicek. Ava Radicek comes in and robs Fresno State. And then the ball turned over to the Lancers. Well, off of the whistle. The shot doesn't count. Franzen the other way. Some crazy plays the last minute or so. And we got an exclusion on Fresno State. As the shot is stopped by Nito Jasny. So that was Fitzgerald that was whistled. Lancers' fourth power play is a short-lived one. They're now 1 for 4.
Exclusion called on CBU number 11.
And now we have an exclusion on Baker. That's her first. And Fresno State calls a timeout. The Fresno State 2 full timeouts remain. Gonna have a power play coming out of this. Well, lots of whistles here in the third quarter. Well, it was 6-3 Fresno State after 1. They've led this entire game after going up 3-0. They scored 6 straight at one point. The Lancers do have the last goal of this game. That came from Vicky Martinez back at the 2:22 mark of the second quarter. As we kind of predicted, it's kind of turned into more of a defensive game here in the second half so far, at least. But that's just fine for Fresno State. Team that's looking to stay perfect this year in the GCC. And perhaps win back-to-back titles after taking last year's 4-team tournament with a 14-10 win over San Diego State. Could potentially be a championship game rematch coming up tomorrow if Fresno State hangs on. It's been a tournament of the top seeds winning. Pacific, LMU, and San Diego State. Timeout over. 4:04 to play in the third quarter. 6-on-5 for Fresno State. They've been able to draw 3 exclusions already on the Lancers in this quarter. Nito Jasny. This is Ochoa to the side. Gets it back. Ochoa across for Guevmon. Guevmon finds Vidmar. Guevmon again. Lancers staying patient. Vidmar shoots and it deflects over the cage. It looked like the defenseman out front got it before it got to Radicek. That's now 3 straight kills for the Lancers. Still 10-4. 3:35 to go in the third quarter. The Lancers got to start producing, though. And this is exactly what Fresno State wants. Lancers able to track it down O'Donnell. Mahowski to the side. Alyssa Mena shoots off the crossbar. Good look for Annalisa Mena. Long lob. Just tracked down by Ochoa. Ochoa draws an ordinary foul. Ball comes this way for Guevmon. Guevmon further for Vidmar. Nice catch and shoot, and they score. Emily Diancono.
Goal number 11, Emily Diancono.
Diancono, her 15th of the year. That makes it 11-4. Almost a full quarter in between goals. That's a big one for Fresno State, Diancono. Radicek. First goal she's let in, by the way. O'Donnell feeds it quickly into the middle. And shot scores, Martinez.
CPU goal, number 13, Vicky Martinez.
Martinez, the last 2 goals for the Lancers, gives her 34 on the season. And that quick strike theme continues as the Lancers score just 12 seconds later. And again, the Lancers not really gaining any ground on Fresno State. .225 to play. Biancona, who just scored, goes cross pool. And good defense there by O'Donnell, forces a turnover. Again, the Lancers got to make good on every possession from this point. Kaylin Loroff. Then into the middle. It's just turned over to Elsa Grimm. An unforced error there, but the Lancers 2-on-2 for Fresno State. Loroff tries to not take a foul. There's an ordinary foul, stays with Vidmar. Wide open Ochoa. Ochoa. Ella Simone, and they score.
Fresno State goal, number 9, Jillian Schultz.
Oh, Schultz able to tap it home at 1:34. That goal coming a minute 3 seconds later. There's Schultz, that's her second of the game, 15th of the year. Nice job by Fresno State there to maintain possession and find the open Schultz in front for the tap-in. Fresno State has outscored the Lancers in this quarter 2-1. As the shot deflects on, and Nito Jasny makes the save. Haworth up the pool. Lob shot stopped by Radicek. Under a minute to play. Once again, it's turned over to Grimm. Grimm's had a good third quarter defensively, able to force a couple of turnovers. Got a 16-second difference game clock to shot clock. 35 seconds to play. Grimm now with it. Wide open Simone. Simone shoots and just missed the far side post. Shot clock turned off, 22 ticks to go. Radicek with 10, plays it to Carter. Wide open Loroff. Lob shot is stopped by Nito Jasny. And that does it for the third quarter. So 10-4 at the half, now 12-5. We'll be back in a moment. set for the fourth quarter here at the Lancer Aquatic Center in Riverside. I'm Travis Vanotti. Number one, Fresno State, undefeated in conference play, up 12-5 against the Lancers. Game highlighted by a hat trick from Vani Mushnoy. Also a couple of goals now from Jillian Schultz, as well as a pair from Daphne Guevmon. As the depth for Fresno State has shown up in this one. Trying to move on to face San Diego State tomorrow in the second semifinal at 4 p.m. right here on the CBU Lancers YouTube channel. Lots of work to do for the Lancers as Fresno State is 3 for 7 on the power play. CBU is 1 for 4, and that again speaks to Fresno State's ability to draw exclusions. Shots on goal still favor CBU, though, 24-22 for what it's worth.
Fitzgerald takes it for Fresno State.
Fitzgerald, another sprint one. For Fresno State, just got to take care of the ball in this fourth quarter, and they should be fine. Up 7, and the Lancers need a goal about every minute to get back in it. We've seen crazier things, but Lancers have to be pretty much perfect in this quarter to have a chance. As Radicek comes out, and they score right off the hop. Emily Nicholson. There's the GCC Player of the Year, getting her first goal of the game and 38th of the season. Just 26 seconds in. The Fresno State just too much for the Lancers this year. They won the regular season meeting 10-4, and they are up 8 now in this one, their biggest lead. Backdoor Burrell's there, but they can't feed her. 8 seconds to shoot. And exclusion on Nicholson. She gets a goal and now heads off for the first time. The Lancers' 5th power play. They sure could use a power play goal here. Back quickly into the middle, and they do. Kendall Burrell. That's just what the Lancers needed. Goal comes at 6:51. Burrell, it's her 8th goal of the year. Well, positive for the Lancers, get their 2nd power play goal there. That's blocked. O'Donnell with it. O'Donnell's met by Vidmar. Burrell, the goal scorer. 2 from Martinez for the Lancers. Everyone else has 1. Oh, what an aggressive play by Fitzgerald. She heads off on that one. Back-to-back power plays for the Lancers. That's Fitzgerald's 2nd. They go to that catch and shoot again. They draw a penalty throw. Nice job by the Lancers to beat it quickly in front. Oh, Schwegler's going to take it as the penalty was called on Vidmar. Well, that's her first foul. And Schwegler scores.
CBU goal, number 3, Maddie Schwegler.
Well, back-to-back goals for the Lancers, 5:54 to play. They get 2 goals within 57 seconds. Schwegler, her 37th. Now, special teams getting the Lancers back in it a little bit. Power play goal from Burrell and a penalty throw from Schwegler. And Lancers still have time. They got to hold Fresno State off the board here. Vidmar shoots and gets the net. Things starting to go the Lancers' way. Fed ahead, O'Donnell. And she hits the post. Rebound, they score. Hutton.
Number 5, Jamie Hutton.
Jamie Hutton. Johnny on the spot there on the far post. 3 straight goals for the Lancers. They only trail by 5. That's Hutton's 42nd of the season, 9th in the GCC in goals. All of a sudden, this is very much possible for the Lancers. 5:22 to play. Only trail by 5. Jagielski. Shot is stopped by Radicek, and she keeps it out. Time called by CBU.
Timeout called by CBU.
Big save by Ava Radicek, who came in at the half for Madison Gerg. The Lancers use their final full timeout, so they only have one 30-second timeout remaining. Fresno State has 2 full timeouts remaining. I credit the Lancers not quitting after giving up the first goal this quarter to Nicholson. 3 straight from Burrell, then Schwegler, and Hutton to get within reach. Again, first game tomorrow, the 7th place game, Concordia Irvine against to be determined. 5th place the game then after that at noon. First semifinal at 2, LMU against Pacific. And then at 4, it'll be San Diego State against the winner of this one. I'll have the call for the first 3 games tomorrow, and then 4 p.m. it'll just be Nat sound, I believe. San Diego State against the winner of this one. Pivotal semifinals coming up tomorrow. Radicek. Hutton draws an ordinary foul. A 1-on-2 down low. Schwegler back out. And now Burrell. Burrell across. Didn't quite connect. And an exclusion drawn.
Exclusion called on Fresno State, number 18.
That was in front and on Yesenia Presadio. That's her first. Lancers all of a sudden have gotten 3 straight power plays here in the 4th quarter. They're starting to be the more aggressive team in drawing exclusions. The Lancers 2 for 6 on the power play as that shot's blocked, and it's swallowed up by Nito Jasny. An important kill for Fresno State. And Presadio's got the ball. Plays to Nito Jasny. Well, that's a missed opportunity for CBU. Could have made it a 4-goal game with over 4 to play. Kind of keeping that pace of a goal a minute. And now Fresno State content to slow it down. Guevmon. And the shot is blocked. A fresh 35, though, for Fresno State. Lancers got to force a turnover. A little bit of space for Jagielski. Actually, that was Nicholson, beg your pardon.
Penalty called on
Now we got a penalty throw. for Fresno State now. The foul was on Burrell, her second. The second penalty throw of the game for Fresno State. And it's stopped by Radicek. Jagielski took it. Radicek continues to be strong in the cage, coming in relief of Gerg. Gerg stopped one back in the first on Mushnoy. And this time it's Jagielski that was robbed. 3:12 to play. Lancers got to get a quick one. They take the shot, goes off the crossbar. And played back by Guevmon. But the Lancers had to hurry the shot. Got a lot on it. Just couldn't beat the post. Ochoa. So now the time is the friend of the Bulldogs. And they score. Once again, it's Mushnoy.
Fresno State goal number 8, Fani Mushnoy.
Mushnoy, that's her 4th of the game. And that gives her now 62 on the season. An incredible game for the GCC newcomer of the year, Fani Mushnoy. Some changes for the Lancers. And that goal comes at 2:44. It was the 6 straight goals by Fresno State. 1:11 to go in the first is when they started the streak. It ended at 2:33 of the second. 6 straight goals that made it 4-3 to 10-3. And Fresno State has never looked back. Just too much of a deficit for the Lancers to overcome. But a hard push in this 4th quarter, and the Lancers scored 3 straight. Again, just too big of a hole to climb out of. Simone. This Fresno State team. It'll be a tough test for San Diego State tomorrow, as it's just dumped into the corner. A smart play there by Ochoa, make the Lancers go all the way over the pool. And CBU calls their final timeout. So back in a moment here in Riverside. All right, we're back as Fresno State brings in Abigail Armstrong to play goal now for Paola Nito-Jasny. Lancers with the ball. Out of timeouts. 1:51 to play. Carter to the side. Well, Armstrong has played 5 previous games this year. She makes her first save. 5-4-0 goals against for Abigail Armstrong, who's the number 2 goalie.
Timeout called by Fresno State.
Fresno State calls timeout. It's a full timeout. They have 1 full timeout left. And again, we will step aside here from Riverside. Back again here at the Lancer Aquatic Center in Riverside. 1:32 to play. And an exclusion.
Exclusion called on CBU number 2.
So Carter called, and Fresno State scores right away at 1:23. Or no, they made the stop, beg your pardon. Radicek makes the save, and the Lancers able to kill it off. Fresno State now 3 for 8 on the power play. That was their first of the fourth quarter. 1 minute to go. Just 7 seconds on the shot clock. Gotta get a shot off. They do not. 48 seconds left. Ball played to Armstrong. Bonnie Mushnoy, the player of the game. Ahead for Kelsey McKinney. Draw some contact. And now an exclusion.
Hold on, CBU number 2.
And that is it for Carter. I believe that's her third. Yep, Kaylee Carter is done. Just 17 seconds to play. Bar off of the crossbar, or shot off the crossbar, I should say. Fresno State led a wire-to-wire. A big 14-8 victory to advance to the semifinals against San Diego State.
Your final score, Fresno State 14, CBU 8. Congratulations to Fresno State for advancing to tomorrow's second semifinal at 4 p.m.
So the matchups are set.
First day of action at the 2022
Concordia
GCC
Irvine takes on CBU tomorrow 10 a.m. in the 7th place game. And then it's going to be Azusa Pacific against Santa Clara in the 5th place game at noon. The first semifinal at 2 is LMU against Pacific, and then the second semifinal, Fresno State against San Diego State. Those are the 4 games tomorrow. Join us then, won't you, right here on CBU Lancers YouTube channel. I'm Travis Vinotti. Thanks so much for tuning in all day. Have a very good night.